where's the signs that says private property? There's no signs that says trespassing there. There's a public street, and there's no signs that says private parking there or private property. There's absolutely no signs. There's none. There's no probable cause for you guys to get my information. I just don't like to identify just because someone called. Brunfee, Texas State, absent RAS. I gotta understand their fears can't trump people's rights, to just be here on a public street.
My kid doesn't want to come out. I talked to her about stuff, and it's just...
Mom, please teach your daughter the law and people's rights and tell them I'm not here to cause them any harm, okay?
In this encounter, officers from the Millsburg Police Department approached a man who had been sitting in his car for hours after a resident reported him as suspicious. The officers, including Officer Bullock, badge 1098, insisted the road was private property, but the man refused to show ID and firmly cited his rights. Would you have stayed calm and stood your ground like he did? Watch until the end. This case reveals how fear, misunderstanding, and law collide in everyday America. Support ID Refusal Pro and the original creator to help more people learn their rights through real-life lessons like this.
How you doing, sir?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm Officer Bullock with the Millsburg Police Department. The reason why we're making contact, some lady came out to report that you've been sitting out here for over 4 hours.
Okay.
And we're just trying to find out what the deal is, what's going on.
I'm sitting here minding my business, not doing anything.
You got any credentials?
I'm not going to provide that just because of a call. Brunfee, Texas.
You told her that you're correct?
Yeah, that's what I told her.
Okay. Do you have any credentials?
Yeah, but I don't want to provide it right now.
Why not?
Huh?
Why not?
Because it's optional, and I just don't want to provide it right now.
What's that?
Because it's optional.
If you're you have to provide credentials to what you're going on, and you have to report it to the dispatch center that you're out here.
No, but I didn't tell you that I was. I told her I was. I'm not telling you that I'm one.
Well, this is private property,
What is private property?
What is private property?
This roadway here?
This road is private property.
How is this road private property?
Because it is. It's a development. It's run by the HOA.
Where's the signs that says private property? There's no signs that says trespassing there. There's a public street, and there's no signs that says private parking there or private property. There's absolutely no signs. There's none.
There actually is, probably out in the main entrance.
Where?
So I actually know where the HOA person lives.
Well, over there is probably private property, but not here.
This is a private property road.
This is not a private property road. This is accessible from the public. That's a public street there.
It might be accessed from the public, but this is private property.
Well, no one asked me.
This is an HOA-run development.
No one asked me to leave.
Officer Bullock from the Millsburg Police Department approaches the man after a citizen reports him sitting in his car for hours. Without any evidence of a crime, Bullock immediately asks for identification. The man, calm and aware of his rights, refuses, stating that providing ID is optional unless a lawful detention exists. Under Texas Penal Code SS 38.02, a person is only required to identify when lawfully arrested. There was no traffic stop, no suspicion of a crime, and no reasonable cause, making this contact a consensual encounter, not a detention. Bullock's insistence therefore crosses the line between community caretaking and a potential Fourth Amendment violation. The citizen acted lawfully, standing firm yet respectful. When faced with such situations, one should remain calm, clearly ask if they are being detained, and assert the right to remain silent. Knowledge of the law, not defiance, ensures true accountability.
Hey, can I have your name, please?
It's Officer Shockley.
Officer Shockley and Officer Bullock.
Oh, can I get a badge number?
1098.
Can I get a badge number?
1082.
1082, okay. Yeah. So even if it's private property, the owner has to ask me to leave, and this is a public street. Okay. I already did a GIS survey. I already did it.
Investigator, we can also remain out here until you're completed your investigation. So
it's a free country. I mean,
you're right.
Of course. I'm not trying to be disrespectful, but I'm not gonna.
What she's worried about, she has a child that's out here, and people abduct kids.
But did she accuse me of abducting anyone?
No, but she's worried about it. It's a safety.
I'm worried about a lot of things too, but I don't be calling the cops on people for every little issue. If there's no crime, unless there's a crime, right?
You're right. Yeah.
Well, your tag doesn't come back to anything, so I'm going to be running everything else.
So, if you don't mind me asking, what are you investigating?
Huh?
What are you investigating? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I just don't like to identify just because someone calls. You understand that? I just don't like to identify just because someone called. Brunfree, Texas State, absent RAS. There's no probable cause for you guys to get my information. And that's the reason why I don't want to call. I know he's going to probably want some retribution because I know my rights. But I'm not asking that lady to identify. I gave her a courtesy of telling her what I'm doing here when she approached me. And I thought that was the end of it, but apparently not. I didn't have to. I could have stayed silent and not say a single word. Right? And it's my right not to identify.
Why she's concerned.
I have a lot of concerns too, but if I'm not breaking a law, right? Should I identify? Should I just give up my Fourth Amendment rights?
Well, no one's asked you for your information.
Yeah, he did.
Okay.
That officer did.
Well, you don't have to give it to him.
I know, but you heard what he said just now.
What?
I have your tags. I'm going to run the information. I'm going to run everything. Just because I invoked my rights. You think that's fair? I'm not doing anything
you're parked
wrong.
on a public street.
Yeah. A lot of people parked in a public street. That car's parked in a public street.
So, you're right. It's a public roadway. So you can park here. We're more concerned about what's going on.
Yeah, but I dispelled your fears.
Yeah,
said
you're right. Okay.
what I'm doing. You guys have the tags, so now you know, right? And not a single person reported a crime. They're just a suspicious car. Suspicion is not a felony or a misdemeanor.
Yeah, I know.
Right?
That's why we made contact with you.
Exactly. And I'm talking to you, right? I didn't have to say a word. I could have just stayed silent the entire time, but I'm not that type of rude person who just doesn't say anything. We're all humans, right? So I prefer to just communicate a little bit, but I'm not going to give up my rights just because of her fears. At no point in time did I trespass on anyone's property. I stayed in my car. This is the safest place I can be.
Yeah, and I told you why we made contact with you.
I heard you.
Okay.
I heard you.
So,
yeah. But
do you have any questions?
yeah, am I gonna be is there gonna be some sort of retribution just because they invoked my rights by this guy here? I understand. You sound reasonable. You sound like a professional, honestly. There are not too many cops who are professional like you and level-headed.
Yeah,
He's
I appreciate that. You're right. It seems like you know your laws.
Yeah, I'm very much aware of all of them, yeah.
But no, we're good to go as long as you don't have any more questions.
Yeah, and you can verify I'm not disrespectful to either of you. I just want to invoke my rights and be left.
Officer Bullock claims the road is private property managed by the HOA, insisting that the man has no right to park there. The man challenges this assertion, demanding proof, such as visible signage or a trespass notice. Under Texas Penal Code SS 30.05, a person commits criminal trespass only when they enter or remain on property after receiving clear notice that entry is forbidden. No such notice was given, and no private property or no trespassing signs were visible. The officer's statement lacks legal foundation, while the citizen's argument aligns with established property law. This encounter highlights a common misuse of authority, confusing private management with restricted access. The man remains within his rights under the Fourth Amendment, maintaining lawful presence on a publicly accessible road. The proper response in such encounters is to calmly request evidence of trespass authority and avoid escalating verbal conflict while asserting constitutional rights.
Be left alone because I will try to tell people, okay? If in my neighborhood someone parks a car, they're there for several hours, of course I'd be concerned, right?
Yeah.
But what I would do is just document their license plate number, take a picture of the car, but I'm not going to call the cops on someone for no reason.
Yeah.
You know, if I see them trying to sneak into someone's property, well, that's a different story, right? But someone just sitting in their cars, you know, I got to understand their fears can't trump people's rights, you know, to just be here on a public street.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, I wouldn't do that to your son. I mean, I'm just assuming you have a son or whatever. No matter what color they are, I wouldn't do it. And maybe that's something that people need to be aware of, you know?
Yeah, but you have to understand the day and time we're in.
Listen, it's always been danger from way back then to now. We're in the safest times we've ever been in right now with level of security that we have. Okay,
Yeah.
Things were worse back then. We have a lot of security. There are cameras everywhere. The minute you call a cop,
That
they're here.
doesn't mean things don't happen.
No,
you know?
things do happen. Don't get me wrong. But nothing is happening here, right? And things happen everywhere, so we can't be calling you guys for every single little thing. Imagine if everyone did that. You guys would be stretched thin. right? From one call to the next, to the next, to the next, to the next. Imagine that. We gotta be rational and think about when we call the cops, man, instead of wasting resources like this. Say, ma'am, hey, do you have the license plate number? We have the tags, and we'll send an officer just to drive by and observe. And I think that's how it should be.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean,
well,
I hope you agree and understand where I'm coming from.
yeah, I hear you. But I'm gonna get out of here. Okay.
I appreciate you, man. All right, do you have a card? Can I get a incident, the CAD number? I want to request that 911 call and hear exactly what that person said.
So they came to our police department.
Oh, they actually came all the way there?
Yeah.
Huh. Well, the incident number then, so I can...
Let me go get it for him.
Thank you. All right. 24. All right, thanks for your professionalism. I'm surprised she actually went to you guys, because normally I never tell them what I'm doing. I gave her that courtesy and she still went. So you see the reason why I don't talk to them? I don't tell anyone why I'm here. They still call the cops regardless. It's a waste of time. So.
All right. Well, you have a good one.
You too, man.
Officer Bullock listens as the man calmly explains that fear cannot override constitutional rights. He cites the Fourth Amendment, emphasizing that suspicion or fear alone does not justify a detention or an ID request. The officer acknowledges this, showing professionalism and restraint. Legally, without reasonable suspicion of a crime, any prolonged questioning or data check could constitute an unlawful seizure under Terry v. Ohio 392 U.S. 1, 1968. The citizen correctly distinguishes between public concern and lawful authority, stating, "People's fears can't trump people's rights." His reasoning reflects a strong understanding of constitutional proportionality, that individual rights are not suspended by community anxiety. Officer Bullock ultimately respects that limit, ending the interaction properly. The correct approach in such cases is clear communication, recording the encounter, and asserting rights firmly without hostility. Knowledge, not confrontation, remains the strongest defense against overreach.
Buddy, this is a lot of attention in front of my house. I'm not going to do anything. I'm just wondering why all this attention in front of my house. I don't feel...
I gave you the courtesy by telling you what I was doing here to dispel any fears, and yet you still went and called the cops on me.
Not
I'm
me.
on a... You just said you went there. You're the only person who I told what I was doing, so it is you.
No, I told my neighbors that that's why you were here, because we've all talked.
Well, I'm not doing anything illegal, and I didn't even have to tell you what I was doing. I could have stayed quiet, left my windows up, and not said a word to you. But I chose to be respectful to you, because I saw you had a kid, let you know why I was here, but still they called the cops on me. This is the reason why I never tell anyone what I'm doing.
I can't speak for what other people do.
Well,
I wasn't even home. I left and I'm here, and then I got two cop
this
cars in front of my house.
domino effect. You told someone, and someone went and reported me. So,
That's what a neighborhood does. We take care of each other. Who's that
well,
car
you
parked
could
in
say, well,
front of
here,
your
he's
yard?
here for a good reason. At least that's what he said. Let's just take a picture of his car.
We got little girls. We got kids. And
I got
this
kids in my
world today-
neighborhood too, and I don't call the cops on people who park there. And you know what I do? I take note of the car, take a picture and document the license plate number and watch.
Yeah.
There's no crime until there's a crime.
So what you'll need to do, and here's the problem. This is a private roadway, but the only thing is what he's saying. If the HOA has signs up saying that it's private property,
Yeah.
or soliciting, we actually, if we had that up there and signs were on there, we could actually pull them out of the car and lock them up. Some of the trust that.
They can't do that. You'd have to give me the opportunity to leave.
We don't have the signs up there. There's nothing that we can do to take action right now.
Mom,
Right
let me
now,
tell you how trespassing works. You'd have to give me the opportunity to leave, okay?
Exactly.
And he said
exactly.
he would pull me out the car. You see what?
No, I exactly said.
see what
We would have
happens?
to give you the chance to leave. We
You see
would
what
tell you to
happened?
leave.
No, he didn't. What was his words exactly? We could have pulled him
let
out
me-
of the car.
I don't wanna get
Let
into
me.
a kissing
But I'm
let
just
me
saying,
restate
you
that.
see
I'm sorry.
why you
We
don't
would have
call
to let
cops?
you know and find out what's
Because
going on and why
ignorance
you're
is
here,
bliss, and people like this cause harm to innocent people like
No,
me
I'm not causing
who are doing
harm.
nothing wrong by pulling me out. And I will sue their department from now till to the end of time, okay? Especially
Sir,
him.
I misstated the term. Okay, what I said, we would make contact with you. Okay, and then if you refused to leave, then we would take action.
That is the
Yes.
correct procedure
I'm
right there,
sorry,
not
I'm
yank
sorry.
me out of the car.
I'm sorry.
All right, there's a proper procedure. I'm very well aware of all the procedures, okay? So that's why certain things can't fly by me. I know my rights.
I just want my daughter to come outside and feel
And I-
safe
yeah, and
in
I
our
understand
front
that
yard.
too.
That's all I'm asking of you right now. That's the only thing I'm
But-
asking is for her to be. This is where they play. There's all this street here. I'm just. Will you please, with all
Will I
the
please what?
courtesy, just move there and you can.
And
look
then
at
what?
whatever
Have
you
that
want.
neighbor call when I'm right down here and you're aware of what I'm doing?
But nobody's outside over there.
What
My
difference
daughter
would it
wants to
make
play
if I
with her
park
friends.
on the other side of the street, opposite your house? How does that make you feel safer? Can you just explain that to me?
My kid doesn't want to come out. I talked to her about stuff, and it's just. she
Mom,
doesn't-
please teach your
Okay,
daughter
well, you
the
know
law
what?
and people's rights and tell them I'm not here to cause them any harm, okay?
It's not.
not
I didn't
about
even
that.
wanna-
It's
We
not-
don't
I'm
know
not
that.
saying you
We don't
are.
know who you are.
You know,
I don't know who she is.
But
Let me
What
ask-
if she has a body in her basement right now? Do you know that?
No.
Okay,
listen to
I don't
me.
know
Listen
that.
to me as a mom. You see, you're.
I'm a father, okay?
Well then, or
So,
as a father, listen
yes.
to me as a mom speak. I'm a mom, is what I'm saying. I know what you are.
Okay.
But what I'm saying is, my child came home and she's got 2 police cars. She's asking me who the car is. She heard me ask you who you were. You said who you were. I've got neighbors calling me, asking me who's that in front of your house. So they think it's me. And I calmed them by saying what it was. Well, nobody wants the girls to come outside and play because of all the wrong in the world. Not saying that you're doing it, but we'd be dumb if we just sent our daughters out here all willy-nilly to be snatched in a car.
Okay.
So now my daughter is nervous to come outside. That's all I'm standing here saying to you now because you're parked here.
Sure.
And that's abnormal for this neighborhood.
It's abnormal for a car to be parked with someone just sitting in a car.
Yes.
Let me
For
ask you-
this for 3 hours, yes.
All right, let me
Yes,
ask you a
sir.
question now.
Yes, sir.
Let me ask you a question now. You know what the Bill of Rights is?
I know exactly what it is.
After police departure, the man confronts the neighbor who initially called them. She insists her fear is justified because of children nearby, while he argues that emotion cannot overrule law. When another officer suggests he could have pulled him out of the car, the man immediately corrects him, citing Texas Penal Code SS 30.05 and Fourth Amendment protections against unreasonable seizure. His reaction is lawful and assertive. He knows that without a clear trespass notice, police cannot use force or remove him. The exchange reveals a cultural divide: fear-driven safety versus constitutional understanding. Officer Bullock remains measured, clarifying proper trespass procedure, while the man exposes ignorance of due process. This moment underscores the civic principle that law, not emotion, defines public safety. In similar encounters, citizens should document interactions, remain respectful, and rely on statutory knowledge rather than anger or retreat. Officer Bullock earns a solid B+ for professionalism and restraint under pressure. Though his early claim of private property lacked legal grounding, the cameraman deserves an A, showing composure, knowledge, and respect while asserting constitutional rights. The key laws applied were Texas Penal Code SS 38.02, SS 30.05, and the Fourth Amendment, all confirming that citizens need not identify or leave without lawful cause. The right action is to stay calm, document everything, and ask, "Am I being detained?" before complying. Continue learning real-life rights analysis on ID Refusal Pro, and support the original creator for more powerful lessons like this.